is this beautiful edge of flowers that are connected to one another. On this video, I'm going to teach you how to do the flower trail edging. I'll be using a 4mm hook and some acrylic yarn size 4. Okay, so for this design, we're going to start directly at row 1. You're going to want to create a slip knot. And then for row 1, we're going to start with a chain 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And now we're going to start the row repeat. The repeat starts by doing a slip stitch to the 4th chain from the hook. So we find 1, 2, 3, 4, slip stitch into that chain. Now we're going to be creating the base of the flower. It's basically like a petal and a bit. So you are going to be into the ring that you just formed, which is this here. It's a little small, but into the center of this ring, we're going to work those petals. So we're going to start with 2 double crochets, with a chain 3. After the slip stitch, a chain 3. And now into the ring, as I mentioned, 2 double crochets into the center of the ring that you formed. So that is 1, and this will be 2. Okay. So after the slip stitch, chain 3, 2 double crochets into that ring. Now we are going to chain 3, slip stitch into the ring. So just 1 slip stitch there. Now we want to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And now you want to do 2 double crochets into the ring. So that is 1 and 2. Okay. And you've created this kind of half a flower. So now continuing on, we're going to chain 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And this is the end of the repeat. So essentially, we're going to be working it lengthwise, right? So this is going to be your first flower. Now we would work the second, then a chain 10, the third flower, and so on. So you can repeat this however many times you need to create the length that you want. Okay, so I'm going to do it a few more times with you. I'm going to begin the repeat again by doing a slip stitch into the 4th chain from the hook. So we count 1, 2, 3, 4. Into that chain, a slip stitch. And this creates the ring that I need to do the half of the flower. So let's do that. You chain 3. And then 2 double crochets into the ring. So that's 1 and 2. Now you chain 3 and do a slip stitch into the ring. And now we want to chain 3 and then do 2 double crochets into the ring. So that is 1 and 2. And now to finish the repeat, we chain 10. Nine and 10. So there we go. Now you've created that second flower. Let me do it again once more with you. Let's go back to the beginning of the repeat by doing a slip stitch to the 4th chain from the hook. So you skip 1, 2, 3, 4 into that 4th chain, a slip stitch. And that gives you a ring into which we're going to work the flower. So chain 3 and then do 2 double crochets into the ring. So that is 1 and 2. Now we chain 3 and slip stitch into the ring. Then you chain 3 and into the ring 2 double crochets. That's 1 and 2. And that ends the repeat. So I'm going to do this maybe 2 more times so I can show you, have a little bit more length to work with. I'll do the repeat twice more and I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, so I just did 2 more repetitions and you'll see my half flower is kind of hanging off. We're not going to flip our work. We're just going to be rotating it so we can work backwards. And you want to make sure that your chains are not twisted. You want to make sure that, for example, it's not like this, right? You want to make sure that it's all laying flat. And now we can move on to row 2. So for row 2, we're going to chain 3, and that begins the repeat. Chain 3. And then doing a slip stitch into the ring at the center of the flower. So slip stitch there. Now you want to chain 3. And then do 2 petals into the ring. We're going to be doing 2 double crochets, basically. 2 double oh, sorry. This is my first double crochet here. So 1 and 2. Now we are going to chain 3 and do a slip stitch into the same ring. And this will complete the 4 petals of the first flower, as you can see here. So now we want to move on to the next flower. We're going to be doing a slip stitch to the chain that connects to the next flower. So there's 1 chain there. Do a slip stitch into it. Now we are going to chain 3. And now do a slip stitch into the center ring of the next flower. So just a slip stitch there. Now we can go back and do the next 2 petals. So this chain 3 that you made here kind of counts as the last bit of the petal that you have here. And now we can do 2 petals for which the repetition is a chain 3, 2 double crochets into that ring, 1 and 2, then a chain 3, and then a slip stitch into the ring. That's the petal repetition right there. And now we want to do the 4th petal of this flower. So do it again, chain 3, 2, 3, and then a 2 double crochets into the ring. This will be my second. Then we chain 3 and slip stitch into the same ring. Okay. Now you've created the second flower here. Now to join to the next one, it's basically back to the same. We do a slip stitch to the chain that connects to the next flower and this petal. There is 1 chain. Sorry, let me show you here. There is 1 chain here. So into that chain, you do a slip stitch. Then we chain 3, and we can do that slip stitch into the center ring of the next flower. And that is how these are going to be connected. Look how cute. You got these little 4 petal flowers connected to one another. You can go back to the beginning by doing those 2 petals, and I'll verbalize for you. Once you hit that slip stitch into the next flower, you'll do your chain 3, 2 double crochets, chain 3, and slip stitch. And then you do it again to create a 4th petal here. Chain 3, 2 double crochets, chain 3, slip stitch. Then you do a slip stitch to the chain that connects to the next petal and the next flower, and repeat that again. I think I'm going to do it once again with you just for clarity. I've done my slip stitch, chain 3, 2 double crochets. I'll just do it faster. Chain 3, slip stitch into the center of the ring. That's my petal, and then I need another one. Chain 3, 2 double crochets into the ring. That's 1 and 2. Chain 3, slip stitch into the center of the ring. And now I can go back and do my slip stitch to the chain that connects to the next petal. Just a slip stitch into there. And that gives me my 3rd flower. Always making sure that things aren't twisted so that you can get the same, the front of the work at the front of the work and the back in the back. So you can just repeat that all the way, however many times you need. Then when you're done, cut off your yarn and thread your ends through. Okay, this has to be one of my favorite edges so far. What a fun way to create these flowers that are kind of attached to one another and make this strand of flowers. So beautiful. You could use this for so many like different things. Imagine just hanging a bunch of these as a curtain, kind of when you enter a door, those hanging curtains that are like strand. This would be gorgeous. Yeah, just honestly to trim anything and add a beautiful flowery detail. So stunning. Hey, while you're at it, why don't you just subscribe to my channel? Just do it. Just do it.